Good day, everyone. I am Angelito M Rivera, presenting our research on the relationship between instructors' educational philosophy, tendencies, and the degree of autonomy at Eduardo L. Hawson Memorial College. Understanding the link between the instructors' educational philosophies relate to their classroom autonomy is vital for enhancing teaching effectiveness. These philosophies influence instructional methods, the curriculum focus, and the students' relationships, which directly impacts educational outcome. The research question for this study are the following. First, how may the instructor's teaching philosophy tendencies be described in terms of perennialism, essentialism, progressivism, instructionism, informational or information processing, behaviorism, humanism, and constructivism, cognitivism. Number two, how may the instructor's autonomy be described in terms of instructional autonomy, curriculum autonomy, principal administrator's relationship, professionalism and empowerment, and policy. And lastly, is there a significant relationship between the instructor's teaching philosophy and their autonomy? The hypothesis for this study is stated here in this slide. Says there's no significant relationship between the instructor's educational philosophy tendencies and their level of classroom autonomy. We anchored our study on Dawson's 2021 5 dimensions of teacher autonomy. This framework allowed us to comprehensively assess the autonomy in instructional, curricular, relational, professional, and also policy context. In conceptual framework, we used input process output, where our paradigm links instructors' philosophical orientations to their perceived autonomy, and this model guided our data collection and analysis. For methodology, we employed a descriptive, quantitative correlational design focusing on faculty from the College of Teacher Education at ELJMC, where data were gathered using standardized questionnaires, which was adapted and analyzed statistically. Now, the instrument for this study was a printed questionnaire, and that printed questionnaire contains three basic parts. The first one will be part A, is the demographic profile of the respondents, which are the instructors from the College of Teacher Education at ELJMC. The second one is the part B, which is educational philosophy checklists adapted from the research of Amatuda et al. 2020. As well as lastly, I have the part C, which is the teacher autonomy scale adapted from Dawson 2021. The instrument included was tested using Cronbach's alpha coefficient for each contracts for validity. Normality based on this mostly are below the expectations, but this could be further improved. However, this does not coincide with the research that I have taken this from. For the test of normality, I used both the Kolmogorov-Smirnov and Shapiro-Wilk, but Kolmogorov-Smirnov is more appropriate since I have a small sample, which only n is the number of respondents is just 19, and it shows some form of normality. However, looking at the histogram shows that most of the constructs are not actually normally distributed. This demonstrates that there is deviation that will affect the statistical analysis, so MANOVA is properly fitting when it comes to this study of correlation. For data analysis, first, to describe the percentage distribution of the demographic profile of the respondents, the frequency and percentage was used. To describe the instructor's educational philosophy tendencies and their degree of autonomy, mean was used. And finally, to determine the relationship between the instructor's educational philosophy tendencies and their degree of autonomy, MANOVA was used. The respondents of this study are the 19 faculty members from the College of Teacher Education. I am targeting actually all the population. However, to withdraw from the study, so I have 19 out of 21 teachers from College of Teacher Education. The inclusion for this criteria, or inclusion criteria for these are the instructors at ELJMNC under College of Teacher Education during the second semester of school year 2024-2025. This shows the demographic profile of the respondents, were mostly age 25 years old, which get 26.30%, mostly female, and they have 2 years of teaching experience, mostly with bachelor's degree holder, and are English majors. Now this shows the description of the instructor's teaching philosophy tendencies. The majority of the instructors identified most strongly with progressivism, with the average of 4.4 with a verbal description of full commitment. There are smaller proportions aligned with essentialism, perennialism, and some of them, and others fall behind the progressivism. So this philosophy shapes instructional approaches and relationship with students, and there are so many diversity of philosophical tendencies which reflects the range of pedagogical priorities used by the instructors at ELJMC. For the autonomy, it is visible that the principal administrator relationship has an average of 4.1 with significant autonomy, with the rest gets lower than 3.5. This only implies that the instructors demonstrate that their autonomy on other areas requires attention. This shows the relationship between the instruction's teaching philosophy and their autonomy. It has been found out that there are significant correlations from certain philosophical orientations and specific autonomy dimensions. No single philosophy guaranteed high autonomy in all areas where relationships and dimensions were shown. This result suggests that the institutional policies should be aligned with the teacher's philosophical orientations to enhance faculty empowerment and instructional effectiveness. In conclusion, progressive philosophy is the most prevalent among ELJMC faculty under College of Teacher Education. Instructors report moderate levels of general and curriculum autonomy. Significant correlations were observed between certain philosophical orientations, such as essentialism, and specific dimensions of autonomy, like professionalism and empowerment. This requires faculty members' educational philosophies influence their perceived classroom autonomy. So findings highlight the need to consider teachers' belief in faculty development and institutional policy to enhance instructional effectiveness. For recommendations, there should be an implementation of professional development programs that foster both teacher autonomy and philosophical diversity. We also encourage institutional policies to balance external mandates that respects teachers' intrinsic beliefs and also their pedagogical orientations. And there should be ongoing support, like dialogue between faculty and administration in aligning these policies with their classroom realities and expectations. And we also recommend further research on hybrid teaching approaches and other involving larger and more diverse samples, so that it will be more generalized between among the respondents, because with this one, respondent is just one school. Another thing is that this use MANOVA, where other statistical analysis could be used as well, such as linear regression analysis to predict the teacher behavior. And these are my references. With that, thank you.